Hi, everyone. We're going to start in just a few minutes. I will share the slides with you all just in a second. Thank you guys for joining us. We really appreciate it. We love having these. Okay, there we go. So we'll just start in a few minutes. And then, like usual, just put your questions in the chat. And so that will be great. We'll get through them. Thank you. Hi, Curtis. If we don't get through your question right before, like during the presentation, we'll get to it at the end. So just giving you guys a heads up. Okay. So we'll give it one more minute and then we'll start. Oops. Okay, Paige, go ahead.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, everyone, for joining. Happy to have you here as always. So we have a lot of good information this month, so we can just dive right in. Um, First of all, I wanted to remind everyone to join our Facebook group. We set this up so that all of our agents had a place to connect with each other, and we're happy to see that a lot of you have already joined. So just a reminder to join if you have not. You're missing out if you're not on that group. Today, we're going to be going over a few changes in forms, some specific RE broker group requirements, advanced commission, and legal updates as well. So stay tuned. I did want to remind everyone to try out our new escrow division. There is streamlined communication, in-house coordination, fewer misunderstandings throughout the transaction, and you can now select to use our escrow company directly from your file for seamless support. So be sure to try out SurePoint Escrow.
Oh, hi, everyone, and welcome to our webinar. Just wanted to inform everybody that CAR once again has updated and revised some forms and has come out with new forms as well. We will be talking about specifically about the realtor acknowledgement disclosure, the new form that has come out that has to be used whenever there is a referral. But we will be talking about that during our next slide. But I just wanted to make sure that you guys are aware that, new forms are out, revised forms. Make sure you click on those links that we're putting on the chat so that you guys can go and look and see the drafts that they had with the redlining so that you guys, I recommend looking at that because you guys are able to see what the new changes are, what the updates are to the forms. The residential listing agreement was updated just with the now to include the new RAD form, and the BRBC was updated as well. And there's a list of other forms that have been updated, and you can see in red what the new updates are. So I strongly recommend you guys click on those links and make sure you take a look and see what's new, what's updated as well.
Thank you, Diana, and Paige. So I did want to mention, I did put the 2 links in the chat for everyone, so you guys can go in. You do have to most likely be logged into CAR. And as a reminder, everyone has to be a realtor to do any transactions with us, unless it's just a referral, then you can be referral status. And it's probably going to be hitting everyone's wallets at the end of the year for the new year. But if you think you're going to take a little break, you can just tell the association you'll rejoin them later or talk to them, and you can rejoin a little bit later with them whenever you're ready. I will be going over, oh, and I did want to mention, Paige, thank you about our escrow department. We have about 3 open escrows already under them. Everyone's pretty happy with it. So I hope that it keeps growing and our agency that they have the best support. So I will be going over the Realtor Acknowledgement and Disclosure form. This is a brand new form, and here I put in the chat the FAQ. Please log in to your car and then read over it. This is so like I said, this is a brand new form. CAR has been having a lot of town halls for it. About 3 town halls and 1 recorded new form meeting, and we've been in all of them, and I have a headache just thinking about all the repeated information, but I love seeing people's questions and CAR Legal answer them. So those are always very great. We highly recommend you join the CAR meetings. And also because we transitioned to me being broker of record, I just joined a bunch of associations, and each association has such great knowledge base that they have great classes, they have great orientation. I think our agents are really well taken care of. So make sure to actually use your association's tools and research. I love them a lot. Oh, I clicked on a link myself. So one thing about this form is CAR really wants to make it clear when someone's getting paid, if an agent's getting paid or there's any credit or anything, so that all parties know. So now, for example, if you're referring a client to another client, you're going to be filling this form out. That person will fill it out and you'll fill it out, make sure everyone has a copy. We just want to make sure that the principals, the buyers and sellers, are aware of exactly where the money is going. It's really not too big of a deal. It's just an additional form. It makes things a little bit more clear, so that your sellers and your buyers won't be super confused about things. We, as a brokerage, follow the RESPA guidelines directly. We're very specific about it. We've never had an issue with this because we always tell our agents to, hey, you have to get everyone to sign an addendum. We're going to relook at our information. Maybe we won't need an addendum as much anymore in the future if we're going to have this, because this is mandatory. So we'll see if we can make things a little bit easier for our agents, at least one less form. But we're going to have to kind of look to see what happens with escrows and what they require. So I did want to just kind of pause on this slide, just make sure that you do get comfortable with this form. You will most likely have to fill it out. If it's an internal, like if it's a dual transaction with 2 different agents under our brokerage or a referral that's internal, you don't need this. We have our own form, our own real estate form about it. This is just if it's going to a different brokerage. Okay. Then I wanted to talk about our policy updates. So we have a few forms that people might not be familiar with. We have the home warranty advisory and waiver notice. Starting in January, we're going to ask all our agents who represent buyers to fill this out. And then possibly if you're doing a dual transaction. Basically, this form just explains to the buyers, hey, there's a home warranty. You should get it. You don't have to, but you should. And then it'll be very clear if they say they're getting one or if they're not getting one. This way, if they're not getting it, and on the RPA, it was like a little bit unsure, our team won't keep asking you like, hey, where's the confirmation page? They'll just see that, oh no, nobody got the home warranty. So it just makes it a little bit easier. And it also helps with our air and emissions insurance. They want all buyers to have this. So they basically let us know that if some of the buyers might not have it for a transaction, as you know, they might not cover the transaction. Hopefully, we'll never need to use it, but it's just something that we do want to let our agents know and make it very clear. The second form is the affiliated business disclosure, and it's because we now have a non-independent escrow department. So if your client uses our escrow, we'll ask everyone to sign this. If they don't, you don't have to sign it. But I think it's just something that you could just keep with your BRBC and RLA and just have it there. They really do match a lot of the prices. I think they'll be the best escrow that REeBrokerGroup is using. So we're really excited. I wanted to double check. Oh, another thing that I wanted to let you all know is that we will be updating all our checklists. I believe the rental lease checklist is already updated, but I'll be going through all of the different checklists and update them based on requirements from CAR. They have a new financial requirement. We have some escrow ones that usually escrow wants to make sure that somebody says like, oh, this person is a citizen or they're not a citizen for tax records. So we will make sure that the checklists are updated. But as a little update is that our team might still ask you for additional forms depending on your situation. So we wanted to make a little bit more simple and have less transaction types. But if you're a manufactured home, we might ask you to get the manufactured home addendum. So there's just a few of those things that we will have a list of them and we'll just ask. And I just did want to give you guys that heads up. Hopefully it'll be nice and clean. Okay.
Thank you so much, Yeva. Really quickly going to add I did add the home warranty advisory link in the chat. And then I just added the affiliated business disclosure as well, since somebody had asked for it. So you guys can find those in the document library, and you can use our search tool. It was very quick for me to find them just now. So super easy to use. And speaking of new forms, our recommended TC company, TC for You, is trained on the new forms and is connected with the office. So they use our back-end platform. They provide faster support. They help ensure quick file acceptance and allow agents to get paid directly from escrow. And all of that with very competitive pricing. So you can select to use their services in your transaction file as well. And if you have any questions about the services, feel free to reach out.
And then speaking of our programs, mentorship program, Diana is one of the main mentors and she's fantastic. She's the in-office mentor. So it's perfect for new agents and experienced agents who want extra support. Everyone who's using Diana is really happy about it. We love it. And Diana is always in the office and we talk to each other all the time. So you definitely have the best support if you use us. I have had agents who are very productive and have completed a lot of transactions asking about becoming a mentor. And I did want to say that we do allow that, but it won't be the in-office one. So just please reach out to me. You can email info if you're interested in that, and we can talk to you about it. You would just basically, you would let me make sure I get the wording right. The agreement that you make between that agent and yourself will be between you guys. So it will be like almost like maybe a team or just that kind of mentorship agreement. The one that you use for the office is office specific, and that's the one that's on the fee schedule and everything. So everything else, we do encourage our agents to connect with each other and create little teams if they want. But all the agreements will be between themselves and you just upload it to the file. We actually do have a few of those agreements on our document library as well that we ask you to fill out for the transaction. So you'll be able to find those as well. But email us at info at reebrokerca.com with any questions you have, and we'll be very happy to answer.
Thank you so much, Eva. So we do not want our agents to worry, and we want to take one worry away. So if our agents need commission as soon as possible, we have advanced commissions available for open transactions. So this is very new. So we have had a couple of agents use this program. We're very excited about it. So with any questions, please email our office or advance@reebrokerca.com to get more information. So funding is available the next business day upon the broker's approval. So we do fast approval and funding with competitive pricing, and it's a great tool for cash flow when our agents need it.
Thank you, Paige, very much. Yes, we wanted to open that up for our agents. We see how much fees, e-commission, and other advanced commissions take. So we just wanted to have another available source for our agents. And that's obviously if they really need it. We don't always recommend it, but if the agent would like their commission sooner, we can absolutely look at that. I did want to talk about a few legal updates. The first update is make sure you have your buyer representation agreement signed even for new construction, for vacant land, anything that's sale. You don't have to have it for rental leases, but you do need it for any sale. Like I said, even vacant land. You need to have it before going to the property, to the new construction place. You can always lower the commission requested. You can't increase it, so you just have it like at a normal 2.5 or 3% and then go from there. And like for new construction, make sure you always go with your client and you sign them up because new construction places love not to pay agents. If they can, they will not pay you commission. So make sure you have your broker co-op agreement signed right then and there and get a copy of it. We've had lots of issues happen where some of our agents might not have it, and then it's a lot of back and forth. And usually those companies will win. For the RLA, I encountered this about 3 times in the past 2 months. One side said that they were representing a seller. And then, of course, our agents were representing the seller, and we're the ones that closed the transaction. So the way that was fixed is by our agents actually having it in writing that, no, we were the exclusive representation. I would like you guys to make sure you get it in writing from your clients, your buyers as well, because this also came in as an issue this past, like actually 2 weeks ago, about buyers having 2 exclusive agreements signed. Make sure you get it in writing, even text message or email, anything, and just upload it. Be like, just making sure I'm your only broker. You don't have this signed with anyone else. That way you will be protected and hopefully your buyer will also be protected or your seller. For the sellers, one issue was that one of the sellers had a exclusive listing agreement, but it was like it was a trust. So they were not the only ones that were responsible for signing on behalf of the trust. So our agent had all of the signatures on our exclusive agreement, and that's how you should have it. So even if you're going with a divorcee family or anybody, make sure that all the sellers sign the listing agreement, otherwise it might not be valid. So I did want to really point that out. The third and fourth thing that I wanted to mention is scams and images. So I'll start with the vacant land scams. It's a huge deal. I actually wanted to point you in this direction of the NAR article that talks about let's see, I think I'll have to send you guys a link later about it. But basically in San Diego, it was about 300, I think, let me tell you, uh, it was, let's see. Yeah, $400,000 scam. That was just one of them. But between March and April 2023, this one person impersonated owner of a parcel, an owner of a parcel of a vacant land. And what they did is that they opened a bank account using a business doing business as designation, matching the real property owner. So they were very tricky. It's hard to tell with that because then obviously the names match everything, but they're not the true seller, they're not the true owner. So what I really do recommend before you take on any listing, just look at the owners on the Business Association of California, the SOS, or at their driver's license. Check the title, make sure that everything matches before you put in any work because your work is valuable and you also just don't want to be in the middle of that. It's not a great feeling when title, escrow, and the agent all feel tricked. And now there's a buyer who might be feeling tricked. It's illegal, of course, and you want to try to prevent it as much as possible. So if you go on NAR, they have different recommendations and tips to not fall into that trap. But one of them is to check title and check the ID. Now, the fourth legal update starting in January, because AI is gone so big and Photoshop has gone so big, now there will be new rules. And in California, usually we already tell our agents to do this, is to tell the parties on the MLS and wherever you post pictures if a picture was digitally modified. The MLSs will have a specific wording for you that you can use. And you also, if you print it out, you want to have a link to the original pictures. So you have to have, like, you have to be able to give the parties the original pictures, including without any alterations, and you can show them the altered ones. Usually on the way some agents do, they just post all the pictures on the MLS, like the altered ones, and they just mention altered, and then just the regular one. So look at that rule. We have a screenshot of the RPA that talks about this, I believe. And you just want to make sure that everyone is aware if something is digitally altered. It's getting harder and harder these days, but I've actually heard people call and complain about it, being like, this doesn't look like nothing like the picture. It's just, we know that we want to make it so that's a blank slate for the new buyers when they move in, but some people don't see it like that. So I just really did want to make sure that you guys are aware. And so, is there any questions so far?
We have had a couple of questions coming in to the chat. So let me see. Andrea asked, what paragraph and section is that mentioned on the RLA?
About let's see. Oh, is it probably the images? Let me see. I'll be able to tell you all. Well, is there any questions while I look that up? Any other ones?
Let's see. It looks like Curtis is also raising his hand, and Andrea confirmed yes. I believe the images that you were referencing.
Okay, perfect. So I'll find that out, and then we can hear Curtis's question.
I think that's paragraph 12 in the RLA, I believe, because I'm only looking at the screenshot of it, but it's showing item 12,
Okay.
12C.
Thank you. And then I'll go ahead and have Curtis go ahead and ask us his question.
Yes, hi. Happy holiday, everyone.
Happy holidays.
I
Holidays.
I thank you. I'm wondering, how do we handle dealing with a client who is elderly and is having difficulty using their cell phone to adequately navigate um, getting into their email so that they can sign documents and other things? Because I just spent well over 12 hours sitting in a restaurant, um, verbally helping a client um, create an email account so that the phone that they think may be compromised, create a new email address so that I could send the documents to them without them going to their old address, which may be compromised. And I literally sat in a restaurant for 7 hours and then a second time for another hour. And yeah, so I'm just wondering, there was a document in your list of documents that we can look up, search documents. I saw one that says dealing with difficult clients, and it was a headline on one of your documents. I didn't download it at that time, but like a few hours later, I'm like, dang, I wish I could have downloaded it when I saw it, because now I have a client who's like, he's elderly, and he's just moody and can't use his phone, and he gets frustrated because he can't do his phone. But I know, because of, maybe I'm assuming because of ethical reasons, I can't be doing his phone for him because I'm not at arm's length at that point. So help me.
Yes. So some of our agents had great feedback too. George mentioned get a family member to help. It also covers you. Andrea mentioned she just has her elderly clients sign paper old school way. And actually that's what I would recommend. I usually if I use the TC for you, I make sure that they know to email my client all the forms. You can print them out, you can give them to them. If they do a wet signature, you just scan it in and upload it that way. They don't have to do anything digitally signed anymore. They can just do everything. Yeah, like Gary mentioned and Vera, just have paper copies of it. For those clients, you can do that. And then if there's multiple sellers or multiple buyers, and some of them do want to do it digitally, the TC can handle and just put those signatures there. And we can have two copies uploaded, one with the wet signature and one with the digital one. And that still works because it's the exact same form. So that's what I would do. I wouldn't even bother creating an email account or anything for them. Of course, they probably should have it because now CAR really is focused on emails and things like that. But uh if they don't want it, or you don't even want to bother with it, just don't. Um uh, then, thank you, Paige. Yes, this meeting is being recorded.
Yes, and I did want to add, Curtis, that I did add that link to that document that you couldn't find again. So it's in our chat. It is also in the document library if you need to search for it. And you did get the name correct as well, dealing with difficult clients. If you put that in your search bar, you'll find it immediately as well.
Okay, can I get a follow-up on that too, though?
Uh, You'd like an email with that link?
No, no, no. Just a follow-up question to what I just said.
Yes.
Sure.
Was I being prudent by having them create a brand new email address if I suspect that because this is the second time that I've dealt with a client who, upon me connecting with them, I get some strange email saying, "Oh, we need to verify." It's a third-party app that's on some people's phones, and it's some kind of verify that you're a human before they can accept your email, and they want to get my information. And but then my
Oh,
client on the other end had no idea what that app was and why I was being screened in order to send them an email. And so I know a radio show host had something like that when they were calling their hotline. They just didn't want, random call, hostile callers. So they used to screen their, incoming calls to the radio station. But I never had that like with a regular person. And when I talked to my client, they didn't know what that was and how it got on their phone. And so I'm thinking that's probably a nefarious app trying to get a realtor or whoever else's information, and so they can intercept, because there's a third party. It reads the email between you and that other person. So if things are sketchy like that, is having your new client create a new email so that's brand new, no one else has access to it, family members, scammers, prior to them dealing with you, is that being prudent or overly cautious?
I don't think anything's overly cautious, so I would say go ahead and do that. George has mentioned this, and I have seen it. There are filters on emails, like I think Cox used to have one, AOL might have another one, Outlook might have one, where they do have a setting where if that person is not their contact, they're not going to get those emails. So sometimes it also depends on the email company. And then I would just tell your client, like, reach out to the email company if they don't want to create a new one or something, just to see maybe they do have some extra setting on their side. But they can always create a new email. And, you know, some people do that for like when they get married or maybe when they buy a house, they just create a new email. So everything's just in one spot. So it's not a big deal. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah. And then I think Meredith had or not Meredith, Margarita had asked about staging companies and Gary responded. So thank you very much. And I think, was there any other questions, Paige?
I did not see any. I'm not sure if I missed anything, but I'm not seeing any additional ones that we did not go over.
Perfect. So we'll continue on. So now, Diana, please.
Hi, so I wanted to remind everyone that we do have a revenue sharing program. And right now it's a perfect time to recruit all your realtor friends because this is the time when realtors are making decisions on, whether they should stay with their same brokerage or maybe find a different brokerage. So we do offer this program that allows our agents to recruit their realtor friends. And for every transaction that their realtor friend closes successfully, you guys get $100. This does not apply. This only applies for regular transactions, not for rental leases. So this is extra cash you guys could be earning. We do have, I will post the link in the chat where you guys can get more information. You guys do have a special link that you can share with your clients to so that they can sign up for the program, and then so we know where to apply the credit to who do I apply the that agent under. So this is great source for you guys, extra income. And I do see that I have talked to agents here that call and they're asking about their revenue checks. They do get monthly checks because they do have some very active friends who are closing transactions a lot. So I do see those monthly checks going out. So take advantage of that.
Yeah, I am the one that's approving them. So I definitely see them and it makes me happy seeing our agents going ahead. And then we will respond to the dual agency question in a little bit, but let's move on. Paige?
Yes. So I wanted to let you guys know. So instead of our Facebook Lives, we will be holding a weekly roundtable conversation with our agents and team. So we wanted to have the opportunity to see everyone on video, and Zoom makes that a lot easier versus a Facebook Live. So look out for our announcement. We'll most likely start these weekly roundtables around mid-January.
Thank you, Paige. Yeah, we also like to share links and we realize Facebook Live makes that very difficult. So we'll be posting it on Facebook anyways, but we wanted to be able to see everyone. So we do want to thank you all and wish you a strong, successful close to 2025. And before we move forward, I did want to answer a few more questions. For example, I think so. I think was it Gary? No, George wanted the dual agency fees explained again. The way we charge for dual agency is that it's 25% of your commission. The minimum that we really look at is 2.5%. So if you do 1% to the listing side, 1% to the buyer side, that's 2%. So we would just have to calculate our fees off at 2.5%. But if you're doing 2% off the listing side, and 1% for the buyer side, so total of 3%, it'd be 25% of 3%. We no longer have the 2.5 per side minimum. We just made it just one minimum of 2.5%. So now you're not forced to try to haggle 5%, especially during this tough market where you do want to lower your commission. And of course, for whoever's on the flat fee schedule, if you're doing a regular transaction like a listing or a purchase, you can lower your commission if you think it's right. I was talking to one of our agents who wanted to try to match sometimes, I think Redfin, who was offering 1%. You're absolutely able to do that as long as it just covers the broker fee and you get commission. I just do want you to look out for yourself and make sure you still ask for what you deserve because you are doing a lot of work. So we did want to mention that. Paige, Diana, anything else to add?
No, I don't have anything to add. Looking forward to working with everyone starting again next year.
Thank you. Oh, and before we complete, I just wanted to say Paige is a great teacher, and so she's going to be doing a lot more videos, training you all on the website and the documents. And Diana is hopefully going to keep getting more and more mentors, so you can talk to her directly. So thank you guys. We really hope that everyone's business prospers in 2026. Have a wonderful day. Yeah, Merry Christmas. Thank you, Andrea.